Well, welcome to our Monday night Zoom call, 8 p.m. Central Time. I'm excited to see so many of you again. Saturday sure was a success, and it was fun to see so many of you on there. And the recording is now up, so if you have team members that missed it, or if you want to watch it again, it is ready for you to watch. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Today our topic is run a profitable business, but before we get to that, I would like to hear two victories. So just share your name, where you live, and your victory. Desiree.
Well, I'm Desiree. I live in Proctor at the moment, Proctor, Minnesota. But I just signed up a consultant literally right before the call.
Oh, that's exciting.
So Desiree, well, first of all, where are you moving to? Are you still going to be in the Duluth area?
Well, we just signed on our house this afternoon and sold the place we were in. And we are, this right behind me is my mom's place.
Yeah.
She's graciously letting us crash here to give us plenty of time to search for the dream forever home of our dreams.
But you're going to be in that area though. You're not moving.
Yeah, we're looking in the vicinity.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So in 1 minute or less, how'd you sign up that new girl?
Well, she's like, I know her through my best friend that I've ever had. So she's like a friend of my best friend. And I've known her for like 2 years now. And she was doing Scentsy forever. But, you know, I was like, do you really make money? She's like, no. And then she's like, I think I might sign up for Taste with Simple. But she said that months ago. And then she decided to do Rarity Nails instead. And then she just actually just messaged me like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you literally earlier today. And then I just kept talking to her for 2 days. And I'm like, Patty, seriously, she just moved into a new apartment. She's got to make this money on her own now. And I'm like, seriously, you got to make money. You can't just be like buying your own product. Like, you gotta actually like make money. So I mean,
Desiree, so get her to do Fast Start, and she's on her way to success.
Yes.
Well, congratulations. You got a lot of great stuff going on there, Desiree. Keep us posted on the new home.
Yes.
All right. So great victory for Desiree. Anybody else have a victory, big or small? It doesn't have to be a new team member, but that's a fabulous victory.
Yes.
Well, I had a new person sign on, and they've already hit $990. They didn't get that last $10 to get a raise for that February. But
geez. Well, we're going to talk about that here in a minute too.
Yeah.
But
in 1 week, they sold $990, and they had
awesome.
4 parties going. So
that is fantastic.
Yay.
Yay. So what a great way to get her started on Fast Start. So congratulations. And Twyla was our top sponsor on our team with 2.
That's right.
Brand new on her first line, but I think you even like your team grew by 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah, because that person that sold $990 also signed someone. So I've gained a person under her.
So, and remember, congratulations, but on the Fast Start, she gets a bonus, she or he gets a bonus anytime they sponsor in their Fast Start. So that is super fun. Okay, well, so let's move on. To remind you, the buzz was on Friday. So the buzz is always the end of the month, and it talks about what's new and what's coming out for the next month. And then if you're on the Independent Consultant Facebook page, which I hope you are, there was a great training that I only listened to like a tish today. Petra Krebs, who was on Lead Strong, did a training today at 11, I think. And then there'll be another training on the 15th. And I didn't realize they're going to give away door prizes. So if you can listen on the 15th, you might win a prize.
I hopped on for part of that today, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah. She's. I really liked her from Lead Strong. So thanks, Desiree. I think it's definitely worth going back and watching. So just hop on the Independent Consultant Facebook page. I'll probably put it on the team page too. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna jump on to our run a profitable business. I want to paint a picture first, and then at the end, we'll have time for questions. And then if there's anything else you want to discuss, because we have a half hour together if you want to stay on that long. So first, before I get into my bullet points, and then Angie, I'm gonna have you share at the very end kind of what we talked about, but let's talk about Susie Consultant. Susie Consultant has 2 parties for March. She had, or for February, Susie had a $400 online party and a $900 online party. We'll add that together. 9 plus 4 is 13. So she had a $1,300 month. She wasn't really keeping track of her sales. I mean, she was just excited. I mean, like a $900 party. Oh my gosh. So she didn't really realize that she was leaving money on the table, right? Because at $1,300 for the month, she made 25%. So her gross paycheck or her commission was $325. And simply by selling another 200, she would have made 450, right? She would have been at 1,500 and she would have made 30%. And I don't know if this has happened to you, but I've noticed it happen. We're gonna let Laura in, to a few consultants that really miss that extra payday. So please watch yourself. And Leslie Winterquist said, you know, don't wait till the final hour to go, dang it, I need $200. Look at your sales on the 20th of the month. I mean, if you're sitting at 1,300 on March 20th with 2 parties, that's fantastic. But what could you do to get an extra 200 so you can make more money? And as well as your team too. So I know I'm gonna start sending out the little reminders a little bit like on the 20th, so people have a little bit more time to make it happen. Okay, so what do we do with that extra money? So I'm gonna get into some of my bullet points. Raise your hand if you direct deposit your commission. Laura, your hand's not raised. Angie, you direct deposit, don't you? Raise your hand if you direct deposit. Desiree?
I haven't put it right into ProPay and just save it up until I transfer it.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Okay, so I recommend 100% Desiree and Laura to direct deposit. Now I'm gonna share my screen really quick, even though you guys are super smart people. I know you know how to, but I want you to see compensation, payment information, and right here, there's a form. It talks about direct deposit. Okay, that's all you have to do. I'm gonna get back. I've got a couple people. I know that was fast.
Can you do that again?
I can, but I
Or that was,
gonna let a couple more people in. Okay, so let's go back to share screen. Okay, so we're on my HQ. So Desiree, I want you to look at this. Laura, I want you to look at this. Compensation. And click on that. Payment information. And then direct deposit option, direct deposit form. Okay,
I do direct deposit mine.
good job, Laura. Okay, so there it is. So
I'm also Laura, so that's who she was talking to, Laura Wilson.
I was talking to Laura, yeah, Laura Wilson, sorry, I was talking to the other younger Laura. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm gonna exit out of here for a second because I like
They
to.
can even call that information in, I guess. I had a consultant on my team do that.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
here's the deal. I'm gonna jump to ProPay and then I wanna circle back to something else. One of our team members, I'm not gonna say her name, but she had like $950 in her ProPay account, Desiree, and she got it hacked. Like they took it. And I'm not happy with ProPay. I think they've outpersoned all their customer service, and you're talking to somebody in another country. So I don't trust that ProPay anymore. Yes, it's who Tastefully Simple is partnered with right now. TS Connected ProPay, we have to have it, but I would not keep any money in there because you are smart business people, and raise your hand if you have a separate checking account just for Tastefully Simple.
Which
Okay.
I do.
If you don't, please do. You're smart. You want to run a profitable business. If you think this is a hobby, that's fine. But if you want to run a business, whether it's a side gig or just a side gig, go and open up a checking account. Now, it doesn't have to be a business checking account. You can get free checking accounts anywhere. And I just have Sherry Fredericks, independent, tastefully simple consultant, boom, okay? I can see everything in here is all tastefully simple. Also, please use a separate credit card for your business. Not a debit card, but a credit card. And I only say that because I feel like debit cards are the ones that get hacked more, but that's a personal decision. When I started years ago, we had 2 credit cards, and I just started using the one only for Tastefully Simple, only. And then our other one is personal. You can also rack up miles. But with online parties, you're not actually putting that much on that credit card anyway, right? All of it goes to Tastefully Simple. So direct deposit, separate checking account, separate credit card. It's a new year, clean slate. Let's do it. Save your questions to the end if you don't mind, okay? Know your paydays. Did you know that Tastefully Simple has its the paydays on my HQ? So it's usually like the 8th or the 7th or the 5th of the month and halfway through like the 22nd. So this is on that commission area that we were at. So our payday for March is March 5th, and that's March 22nd. So watch for that email, otherwise make sure your direct deposit and it'll go right into your account, okay? Check your monthly sales. We kind of already talked about that, but you want to know where you're at so you're not missing more money on the table. I have like my commission level like right over here because I can, for some reason, forget what it is. I mean, my goal is always, you know, to make 40%, but when I'm working with team members, I sometimes forget. So I have my little cheat sheet over there on the wall. Okay, host rewards. I'm going to share screen. So back when I started, just a couple, where the heck did my Tastefully Simple go? Here it is, just a couple years ago. Okay, it was almost 23. We were not supposed to use the host credit card in a party, right? And then about 3 years ago, I talked directly to one of our finance people, and I'm like, why would I not use the host credit card? So I guess I can't really show you, but like, here's a party, and she's got one booking, she's got $80 in free product, and when I'm gonna place host reward and close party, as you guys all know how to do that, I'm going to put all that stuff in there, and I'm going to use her credit card to place her order. Does anybody else do that?
That's what I do.
Okay, well,
I was told not to, so I never did it, but now I'm going to.
here's the other thing. I'm going to point this out. Now, she gets $80 in free product, and she has free shipping on the $80. Now, I used to feel guilty if she spent like $100 and then she paid for the $20 and I never charged her shipping. Stop it. Just stop doing that, you guys. Because when you do that, say you do 20 parties in a year, maybe you do 50 parties in a year, that adds up. So you just say you get free shipping on your $80 in host rewards. And I tell you, it's always 14%. It's not like they're paying $8.99. They're going to pay 14%. So they owe $20 plus 14% on that. And you just charge them. You know, also it shows you the tax. I know some of you girls have to pay tax, but don't apologize. I mean, it just is what it is. And most of them don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? And
No, they don't even ask for the breakdown.
No, and I just feel like, why are we giving them $5, $4, multiply that times 20 or 30, and you're like, they don't even know the difference, you guys. So I would just say, stop doing that. Maybe some of you aren't, but some of us have been around for a while. I used to do that, and I just do not do that anymore. So does that make sense to use the host credit card in my HQ? Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I'm with you on that, Sherry. I don't understand why you wouldn't use, like why that's not a thing.
Well, Perhaps it's because Taste Place, I shouldn't say this, but maybe they don't want to absorb the credit card fees. Figure it
Every
out.
once in a while, if they don't want to give me their credit card, they'll like Facebook Pay or Venmo or something, and I'll do it. I'll pro pay. I'll leave. Well, actually, I have a lot of money, but from now on, I'll just leave a little money in pro pay.
I would,
But most of the time, I use their credit card.
okay, yep, most of the time you do, awesome. Okay, so what do I use if I don't use ProPay? I use Square. And I was hesitant, I know Lisa Burns has used Square forever, and I'm sure there's others of you on here that have used Square forever. It really is really slick. So obviously I haven't done a home party in a long time. I haven't done an event in a long time, but that is what I use. And I even, I guess I should have, I bought, I think it might have been 50 bucks, but I bought the cute little thing where they just stick their credit card in or they just push it on there. That way I'm not using my phone. I'm like, I don't want to, I do some bigger events. I just didn't really like giving my phone, especially with COVID. So this is really easy and convenient, but that is Square. So that's that. Okay, another bullet is keep your expenses down, you guys. You do not need to give away your shirt to be successful. Okay, you just don't. I've never done a lot of prizes at parties. Actually, I never do games. We have fun. We don't need to do that. I'm down to one gift on an online party for all kinds of reasons. I did not see it increase. I used to do 3. I did not see it increase the sales. It was an added expense. Postage is high. It takes time to do it. Honestly, you do not need to do that. I know Angie's the same. Kim Pont, who's almost sold 200,000. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do any games, nothing. So if you want to, like I said, I'm down to 1 and I do it on the business question and I send for 70 cents the little Essential 4 cookbook. And I have had people say, hey, that was really useful because I use the products and I love that. Okay. Keep inventory low and get rid of it when it's the end of the season. Now I know it's kind of funny. I've got my inventory sitting back there. I actually have quite a bit, which normally wouldn't be a big deal. And it's really not. I know I'll get rid of it. That's more than what most people would have. And honestly, you don't need to have any inventory, but I do have people, hey, I need 2 seasoned salts. I need a beer bread. I'm sure you do as well. But please do not have old or out end of last season's products sitting on your shelf. I've never understood that. I've never in my 23 years ever got stuck with anything. That is money sitting on your shelf. So I'm pretty adamant about that. It doesn't mean you can't mark it down. I mean, I make 40%, I'll mark it down 25%. If you're making 25% and you want to mark it down 25%, that's fine. At least you're getting rid of it, right? Especially with enjoy by dates, I just cringe when I see people, I'll be honest with you, I cringe when I see people swapping product that I know is no longer good. But that's your own thing, but it's money sitting on the shelf. What I do when I do in-home parties is like, I'll take a basket and say 25%, and then I let them take that with them. It doesn't usually affect the host rewards. If it does, I'll make it right. Of course, at events, if you do, then you can also do a markdown basket. Or if you belong to a business group or something, get rid of it. It's just not doing any good sitting there. Okay, another one is, who is your best client? Are you your best client? I know I am one of my best clients. And I keep track. I mean, that's one of the reasons I have so much inventory probably is when I run out of onion, or garlic, or I need a beer bread or creamy well-dried soup, boom, it's right there. And so I just keep track of what I buy, what I take from my inventory. I have a product listing and I just mark it down. I've done this for years. If my kids would grab something, did you write it down on the clipboard? And then at the end of the year, I just compile it. We used to call this embezzling from yourself. And if you keep doing it and you don't keep track, gosh darn it, where's my profitability? Right? So I would really invite you to keep track. Does anybody else do that?
not good enough.
Oh, just a couple of you. Yeah, it's so simple. And then, you can train your family and your husband or whatever. It's like you take something, even I'll include on here, you guys, like a gift for somebody, I'll just mark it on here. I treat it as a draw, or it can be a business expense. So please, be your best customer, but keep track of that.
You just, everything that you use for yourself, you just write it off on your taxes straight up?
It's a draw. Yep.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, you guys, retail might be $1,000. Retail for you might be 800. What the heck? If you're not keeping track of that, you're losing out, people. So anyway, I would keep track of that. It's a new year, new you. Keep track of your inventory. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
everything counts. Everything you buy counts as inventory. At least that's how I counted it on my taxes. Because technically it is. It's stuff that I'm keeping on hand, but I just take from it sometimes.
yeah, well, that's the joy of what we do, right?
It's product testing, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, keep track of your expenses. I am not going to talk taxes right now, but next Monday night we have a special guest, Amber Lickley. She's not on my team or your team, but she's a consultant with Tastefully Simple, a leader. She has her accounting degree and works for an accounting office right now and is working towards her CPA. And she's going to talk to us next Monday night on taxes and Tastefully Simple. So I'll post on the team page. I'll grab her picture and her little credentials, and I want you to put down questions you have, and then I will forward that to her like on Friday or whatever. So that way she can cover questions that you have. So I just wanted to say that. But as you know, you want to keep all your receipts, and you want to write down your mileage. And you could just write it down in your date book. I mean, if that's something that would be easy enough, you don't have to have the mileage book. I mean, if you're super anal, please do, and maybe some of you do, but you can just write it down on your wherever you keep your calendar. Okay, let's see if I have okay, I asked Margaret for a tip, and she said, Margaret Thompson is my HQ sponsor, and she said, to be profitable, make sure you're selling enough to cover your basic expenses. Otherwise, it's a hobby. Hobbies cost money and businesses make money. And so then I would add to that before I open it up to questions is, do you have a sales goal? If you don't have and sometimes I say, what's your party goal? But really, what's your sales goal? Because, if I want to make money at this, if I want it to be my side gig, which can be a side business, have a sales goal. That way, by the 20th of the month, you can go, oh, I'm only at 500. I want to get, I want to make a little bit more money this month. What am I going to do? So do you have a sales goal for the month? And then that will help you hit the target rather than just say, I'll see what happens. And you know what? If that's where you're at, we still love you. But if you would like to make more money, you need to have a goal. I wrote down another quote, but I wonder where that went. I'm not sure where it went, but there's so much information on my HQ, you guys. I'm a little disorganized today. I see it, it's under here. Ways to earn cash. I just love to have that on by my computer. Okay, here's the quote. And then I'm going to open it up for questions. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so much for the quote. All right, you guys, we have 6 minutes left. Do you have any questions? Feel free to ask.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about using the host's credit card, just a caution, if you're doing any shipping to host, if any of her customers are shipping with the host, make sure you have the host permission to charge her card for those outside orders and that she's going to collect back from those people. For
sure. Yeah, that's the only place where it might get a little glitchy, but
right.
You're talking to the host, especially with all these online parties, they don't want to send you a old fashioned check anyway, and
Right.
it's just the easiest way to do it, but very good to point out. Any other questions? There's Angie, I was gonna have you share a little bit how you manage your, kind of, you had a philosophy on what you do with your income.
Yeah, what I do is I kind of have a goal of what I want to achieve with the money. And so my first was to finish paying off my house. And then second was to pay off my car. But what I wanted to do too, though, is I kind of wanted to have it as fun money. So what I do is I have a spreadsheet, and I basically 20% of that I put directly into savings for taxes, because I'm going to have to pay taxes this year on it. And so 20%, I figure hopefully that should be enough. And then what I do after that is I take the rest of it and I split it by 50%. So 50% would go towards my extra house payment, and 50% was like fun money to buy Apple Watches and stuff like that. And so that's kind of what I did. And so every time I have a little bit to do fun with it, because I think that's important, but also maybe have a goal. And the goal could be a vacation or pay off your car or buy a new TV. I mean, kind of whatever you want. But that's how I do it. Just be careful of taxes as we start making more money. You don't want to have to get caught having to pay in and not having that ready to go.
Yeah, especially when we don't have any deductions, when we're not going out and
Yeah.
doing parties.
Mhm.
Yikes.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot less of deductions, but you can still use your office stuff.
Yeah.
A few
Remember, anywhere you drive to deliver a catalog, anything counts. You know?
Right.
Yep, exactly. And taxes are just a part of the good old United States of America. And I know people complain about taxes, but it's like, it means you're making money.
Mhm.
So just plan accordingly, right?
Yeah, plan for it.
Mhm.
Plan for it. So, all right. Thank you, Ange. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, I didn't even touch, if you want to make a lot of money or more money, that's when you build a team, and that'll be for another call. But you absolutely can make money on doing parties or events or whatever, your retail. But of course, to make more is to share this fun gift with others and build a team. But okay, we have 3 minutes left. Any other questions?
Quick question. This is Barbara. Do you have to show, or if you use products for your family, like previous companies, we had to show how we used it. So even if it's taste testing, you had to take, okay.
No, we don't
That
have-
was, I'm gonna go nuts if I have to go and take a picture. I don't do well on taking pictures. I did tonight, but I don't want to have to take a picture every time I cook with something.
No,
Good.
not at all. Good question.
Oh, one other question. Does anybody make estimated tax payments that will throughout the year?
I do quarterly, but I'm incorporated,
Okay.
so.
I might start, Barbara. I haven't decided.
Okay. Yeah, I wondered where you were at on that.
Mhm. In denial. I haven't done my taxes.
I haven't done it.
Denial at
Haven't
this
either.
point in my life.
Isn't that what our spring break is for?
Oh, crud. There's some good information on my HQ. I think they've really upped the ante on that. And then, like I said, if you're questioning, tune in next Monday night. Get your team members on board, because I'm sure Amber will have a lot to share. It's
And my
never a
taxes
fun
is-
topic for me anyway, but
I hate doing taxes. I
And
just
you know
want to have fun.
but the best thing is if you can stay on top of it monthly. It's when people wait till and do everything at once. It's like, yuck.
And I try to keep, I could get better, trust, I could get a lot better, but I do keep receipts and things like that. And
Well,
I'm halfway there.
oh,
could-
good.
Probably write off more. I don't know.
Excellent, excellent. Well, good job. Anybody else? All right, well, I'm going to stop the recording. Do you want to stop?